I told my crush I'd never accept his help. Then I ended up living in his house. Back in high school, there was this guy I had the biggest crush on. He was the class genius, straight A's, quiet, and everyone liked him. One day, I finally worked up the courage to write him a love letter. I spent hours on it. I thought maybe, just maybe, he liked me too. The next day, he read it right there in class. I was nervous, waiting for his reaction. But then he pulled out a red pen and started correcting my letter. Grammar mistakes, spelling mistakes, little notes in the margins. Then at the top, he wrote a grade D. Under it, he wrote, "Your feelings are clear, but your grammar needs work." And then he rejected me. I wanted the floor to open up and swallow me. After that day, I promised myself I'd never talk to him again. A few weeks later, everything changed. A major earthquake hit our town. Our house collapsed. Overnight, we lost everything. Even after that, I still went to school the next morning. People were collecting donations for families who lost their homes. Then he walked over to me holding an envelope. He was trying to donate. I looked at him and said, "Don't bother. Even if I ended up homeless, I'd never accept your help." He looked at me for a second, then quietly walked away. That evening, my dad told me one of his old friends had offered to let us stay at their place for a while. We packed whatever clothes we had left and drove over. Their family welcomed us warmly. His mom smiled and said, "Leave your bags outside. My son will bring everything in." I sat outside opening our luggage. Then I heard a voice behind me. "Need some help?" I turned around and froze. It was him, my crush, the guy who graded my love letter and rejected me. I stared at him and said, "Wait, what are you doing here?" He looked at me and said calmly, "This is my house." I just stood there in shock. He looked at our bags, then back at me and gave a small smile. Then he said, "Funny, I remember you said something this morning." He paused, then said, "Even if you became homeless, you'd never accept my help, right?" I couldn't